What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on what if Izuku, or Midoriya, however you want to say his name, was Arnos Voldigoad. Now, where we last left off, after I do this real quick. So, I have a joint channel. Go check it out. Link in the description. Over there, you know, we hang out. It's an anime channel, so not only do you get your daily dosage of what ifs, maybe over there, but you also get stuff like anime reviews, topics, discussions, theories. It's the whole shebang shabow for whatever your anime needs. So if you guys think you would enjoy that, go ahead and go check it out. Link in the description down below. And as well, I just want to also say, go check out my gaming channel. Over there, you know, I tend to do stuff with fans. So if you want to go ahead and go check that out, watch a couple vids, maybe even subscribe, go down in the link description down below. Speaking of gaming, go join the Discord. Over there, we can host events. You guys will get first-hand updates on if I'm hosting any sort of event that you guys might want to join, whether it be Minecraft, Among Us, or whatever. Currently, this Sunday, we are hosting a Minecraft event, so if you want to go ahead and be a part of that, go over there and hit that join button for the Discord. Now, let's jump straight into this what if. Where he last left off, Izuku had just, or Arnos had just previously decimated everything in front of him during the USJ attack. He was still pretty annoyed by it and understood reason why they had reprimanded him, so most of the teachers didn't know that he could literally almost do whatever he wants. Arnos then, quickly realizing that this situation might get out of hand a little bit too much, decided that he should probably be more careful. He looked around and saw that none of his classmates really feared him, which Arnos thought was a plus side, and none of them really treated him bad. It might be because he was now perceived to have a quirk, but he didn't care. He hated the previous world he was in and their discrimination against people. If he could, he'll change this world as well. It doesn't matter to him. He looked around and saw everything that was going on. Then Aizawa walked in. Aizawa heard about the situation from All Might, so he knew that Arnos was Arnos and not actually Izuku Midoriya. Even though he was residently confused, he agreed that it made sense with Izuku's personality change and everything that was currently going on. He just had no clue what abilities this was that allowed this to happen. And granted, no one really understood why either. Aizawa then stated, "Hello, everyone here. Now, I'm your teacher, Shoto Aizawa. As you all know, I'm from, well, let's get into the meat and potatoes. We're still going to be hosting the sports festival. We can't let these villains think that just because they infiltrate our thing means that we're afraid of them. So we're still going to be hosting it. It's pretty simple. In 2 weeks' time, when it's going to be hosted, you are to train and increase your quirk's capabilities so you guys all have a better chance at winning. During this 2-week time period, it'll be mainly reserved for you guys personally training your quirks, not so much training it with a teacher. Now, y'all might be very confused by this, but don't worry about it. It makes sense, trust me. We're just here to help assist you if you need any special training. Oh yes, and Izuku Midoriya, try not to murder your opponent, please. That would be one mess I'd rather not clean up over here. Yes, sir." Izuku understood what Aizawa was talking about. Murdering someone on public cameras was never seen as a pretty good thing. So, murdering someone now probably still wouldn't be seen as a good thing. Maybe murdering a secretly massively evil villain that could literally kill everyone might be good. Izuku shrugged. He didn't know what he should do about the situation itself. Seemed like he had so many choices, yet almost none at all. Izuku walked up the next... Not walked up. Yeah, actually walked up. He walked up into the next gym. This is where he would be training. Even though Izuku knew he really didn't need to train too much, he still understood that he had to do something. So he decided to practice his spells. Things called quirks seem to be very weird. They seem to have entanglements with the person that's using them. It seems to be a part of their source energy. And Izuku residently understood this. What he didn't understand, though, is how it worked. See, he has always been kind of a man that uses the philosophy around the abilities to their fullest extent. That also include understanding how the things work themselves. He wasn't just a guy that allowed the ability to happen without him understanding it. That's why he was known for being able to use holy magic as well as demonic magic, even though that would be unspeakable for most devils. But for Arnos, it was just as simple as that. He looked around and saw that almost no one was really there. So he took a deep breath and calmly started chanting. He then created what he perceived would be an accurate variation of a clone of a person that, well, had a quirk. And he looked at this and he thought it was quite amusing. So he decided to look around. Seeing that no one was there, he then decided to call upon the person and talk with them. He ended up giving the name of this person Fulgur. He gave this person the name of Fulgur for the simple thing that he liked the way the person acted. And even though he was still fused with Izuku, it seemed like his capabilities to grant people powers seemed to transfer over as well, giving some of the blood to the new person he created. He realized he had modeled a human with a quirk and a demon together to make a sort of quirked demon. Izuku told Fulgur to stay in the background, which Fulgur obliged. Izuku made Fulgur much more of a animal capability guy. He could transform into any creature that he so saw fit, as well as be able to blend in just well with humans without much or any issue at all affecting him, which Izuku was quite thankful for. He really didn't want to have to deal with anyone trying to attack his servants, much less in this world where it seemed to be against it. Izuku told him to say that his quirk was a strong, lightning-based quirk, being able to easily take out even the fiercest, most fearsome of foes, which Fulgur obviously obliged. He didn't know much about demon kind from where his base body originated from, but he knew that it existed, seeing how Arnos shared some memories with him. He said, "I'm proud to serve the Demon King of Tyranny." And Izuku, or Arnos, said, "Don't worry about it. As the situation sees fit, I'll probably increase your power depending on how it looks out into the future. But currently, right now, I need you to prepare yourself. There's going to be a sports festival coming up, and I want you to make sure that no villains dare try to attack this location." Fulgur shook his head yes and said, "Yes, master," as he quickly disappeared. Arnos was pretty surprised by this, but reminded himself that he gave Fulgur a lot of memories of different creatures from his world and figured the man just decided to transform into something that was currently invisible to the naked eye, which Arnos gave credit to his minion for being able to do that on the first go. Izuku ended up meeting up with everyone else afterwards. The 2 weeks he spent mostly getting all of his chants down to next to 0 words. He could do that with some of them, but getting some of his more stronger chants down to 0 took a lot of work, and he got yelled at twice for the room he was using being literally obliterated 12 times over. Smentos really didn't like having to constantly rebuild the room, which Arnos could understand. He wouldn't like to have to constantly rebuild the room either, but if it was for his servants, then Arnos wouldn't have cared. That seems to be a difference between him and Cementos, or him and most of the teachers there. They seem to objectively care more about it. Arnos really didn't care much, seeing how buildings could be easily constructed in a day with magic. But he shrugged his shoulders, figuring out that here must not be the very similar thing. It must be way harder to construct buildings, which Arnos could understand. It would make sense for simple reasons. Arnos ended up going back home and chilled at his bed. His mom came around, which Arnos knew was actually Zuko's mom, but seeing how the memories of him and the boy merged together, he knew his mom always respected Izuku, even during times when the boy did not have a quirk of his own. Arnos decided to change this, of course, as soon as he found out what quirks were, and gave the boy a strange, unique ability to create quirks and alter quirks at his own command. Of course, Arnos didn't need this, but he figured the boy would very much so enjoy it. So for a later day and time, he really didn't need to worry about this. He also made sure to tell the boy's master about it as well, figuring that, seeing how he was currently working under the man, he might as well inform the master out of respect for the vessel he was currently using. Arnos laid down in his bed and looked up towards the ceiling. He understood that he will eventually be able to make it back to his original world. It was just taking a lot longer than what he expected. He wished someone was here from his world, just so he can very easily get his power increased through that, but Arnos knew that that would be asking for a lot, and a lot that he couldn't ask for currently. Arnos ended up looking up at the ceiling as he slowly drifted off to sleep. That's where I'm going to leave this episode off, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, goodbye.